Like I got back into the gi probably 2 years ago, and it's completely different. You know, it's like from no gi MMA to gi, and then just the overall thought process going around just training that. You know, you have to be more methodical in your approach, and you have to think 3 steps ahead. You know, and no gi is the same, but it's just on another level with the gi because it's just more detailed, I guess, in that way. And I mean, you can tell me I'm wrong if I'm not.
No, I agree. I think especially if you're talking about fighting, like if you're talking about like no-gi, like MMA, then you're talking about with a punch thrown. The games it simplifies so much because you can't do all that crazy stuff because you can get hit. So it becomes a very simplistic game, and there's a lot of explosion and a lot of everything's urgent. Everything has to be done with urgency. Whereas when you're grappling, whether it be gi or no-gi, if it's pure grappling, the intricacy grows. And then, like you said, man, especially with the gi where there's all these other handles, it becomes much more intricate, and there's a lot more stuff to worry about, and there's a lot more opportunities on the table.
Yeah, I mean, the game changes a little bit for me. Like right now, I really had to learn how to work inverted and X guard and De La Riva. And
sure.
They're not really doing that in MMA. Like,
no.
Especially me being a striker, like I'm just like, all right, hip escape, get up. Or, something, or sweep, and then try to just maintain staying heavy and just ground and pound. My top game is good from that perspective. But now working on bottom and making sure that I'm moving more efficiently in those particular ranges is definitely, it's more of a process now, and I'm taking to that process. Obviously, I had a little bit of an issue, but I'm working towards getting back on the mats as close as I can.
Yeah, so what happened with your knee?
So I was actually rolling, and it was one of my buddies is a brown belt, really solid brown belt. It's probably going to be a black belt in the next couple of months. But I stood up to pass, and he wrapped a De La Riva, and then he did like the modified De La Riva where he grabbed my ankle, and my foot was in external torque. So I was externally rotated here, and then I just went to push down and rotate out. Opposing torque forces, and I felt the pop. I heard the pop, and I was like, "Oh man!" And I started doing like rotations and like self-assessing, doing a Latchman test. Like I'm like, "All right, I'm good," and then I wasn't good.
yeah.
So, but the great thing, if you guys watching like my Instagram and I have a YouTube channel, I'm going through that process. I'm still able to do a lot of things. I'm strong enough, and that was the one thing that kind of saved everything else was that my hamstrings were super strong, and I still have the stability there to do movement. Like right now, I'm still able to squat, I'm still able to deadlift, I'm still able to do most of the things I need to do. Obviously, in jiu-jitsu, I can't go live right now just because of I don't want to mess it up even more. But drilling, I'm still good there. I just can't rotate, and I can't produce lateral force. That's it.
How bad was the tear? Like, is it going to require surgery or is this time off?
It's a full ACL tear.
Okay.
What are you going to have done? What kind of procedure?
And maybe you could tell me, but I was thinking more patella.
That's what, yeah. So, man, the research goes back and forth and back and forth. They say you do a cadaver because it's faster recovery, it's stronger. And then say use your own tissue. I think a lot of wrestlers are maybe getting patellar tendon. And the reason why I think it's a stronger graft, that's what they think. Yeah. But it just depends on your sport. Like, here's the thing. If you're doing patellar tendon, then you're going to have a secondary injury. Like, you can't kneel for a while, and that's going to hurt for a while. You're weakening that tendon some. Yeah. So what they're doing, Chewy, is they're taking a sliver out of your patellar tendon. Okay? And they're taking it out, and they're using it for your ACL.
Okay.
And over time, I mean, when you use your own tissue, they say it does better. But, man, you've heard people that have hamstring grafts do well, but then your hamstrings get weaker a little bit. And I don't know everybody's different. You being a big, strong dude with good hamstring strength and good hip strength, you can do a lot of this crazy stuff that people, can't do. But again, that torque, you get in a position, you're going to get that shearing and get that, that mobility in that knee that's not supposed to be there. And then, you could tear some other stuff, meniscus, you could, lead to arthritis.
Because that's what I'm worried about right now, because I'm coaching on it full time. And now, I'm getting into, like, I'm not going to have surgery till April because of the fact that I have so much going on right now. Joanna's fight coming up. I got to go to Vegas. Then I got to go to the Ukraine to do a seminar. So I'm not going to have any time until that. So right now I'm doing basically pre-op, and I'm strengthening up all the surrounding tissue as much as possible. And I'm actually programming it out accordingly so that at that, 4 weeks out, once I have the surgery, at least it'll be a better transition to recovery.
100%. The stronger you are going in, the more function you have, the more range of motion, the more stability. I mean, as long as it's not like really translating a ton, you know what I mean? If you're doing everything pretty controlled and you don't feel like that knee's really moving around too much, I don't see any problem with it. I mean, a lot of people don't even get it fixed. I mean, honestly, I would for you because are you in your 30s?
31,
yeah. Oh, you're young, man. Yeah, you definitely get that fixed. You want, if you're somebody that's like, upper 40s and you're like have a sedentary job and you're just going to be kind of doing your thing, you probably don't need it, but yeah, 31, of course. Absolutely.